Today is the third day in a row of a Leo moon with self-expression, creative force moving outside of ourselves. So we began the week with we began over the weekend, last weekend with the moon in Gemini, then went into Cancer on Monday or Sunday night, can't remember exactly. But at any rate, Monday and Tuesday, we had that Cancer moon where we were really processing things on the inside, needing to feel and heal and rest and regenerate. And then the moon went into Leo on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where that energy needs to move outward. So we're in the theme, the Aquarius moon cycle. So this whole moon cycle has the theme of the Aquarius new moon from February 9th, which is the theme of authenticity, shaking things up, getting outside the box, doing things differently. And tomorrow morning is the full moon. So that means that we have worked our way up to this point where the moon is big and bright and it is reflecting something back to us about the work we have been doing. I'm Marina Orms, here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, February 23rd. And of course, the full moon is exact tomorrow morning, my time, which is Pacific time in the United States. And so we have that full moon energy tonight. And even though the moon is in Leo for most of the day today, it goes into Virgo later in the day, heading into that new moon, full moon in Virgo. So we're in this energy of fruition. Something is culminating. Something is coming to that point where it's like you go to a play or a performance and the curtain is drawn, right? Everything, all the work you've been doing is being reflected back to you in terms of your results, what it is you have created, and having something reflected back to you about what that looks like, what that means, and something you need to know, right? It's some wisdom for you. And so the full moon reflects something back to us that we need to know. And that will help us if we are reinforcing our own positive intentions. So when we're on track with our positive intentions, the full moon is fully in support of that process by saying, hey, here's what you need to know or open your eyes to or feel or recognize at this point in the process that is going to help you continue your work of transformation, healing, becoming, creating all the great things that you are here to do. So this Virgo full moon following the Leo self-expression, and yesterday we were talking about Mars and Venus joining together and how desire and action come together. We're planting a seed. We are getting in alignment, getting our actions in alignment with our desires, what brings value to our life, and vice versa. We're recognizing that our values don't manifest without our actions. And so bringing those two together to be in alignment with what we're becoming. And Pluto in Aquarius is this profound process of transformation that we are that is now underway. It began in 2023 when Pluto went into Aquarius, retrograded back into Capricorn. Now this year on January 20th, Pluto went into Aquarius, where it will stay for the next 20 years, except briefly at the end of this year for a few weeks when it retrogrades back around our election in the United States. So I actually have a whole video on the election in November and the Pluto retrograde energy, how that is going to influence it, as well as a Scorpio new moon that precedes the election. So check out that video if you missed it. Great information. So where are we now? So now we are in this culmination, waxing to full moon coming tomorrow exact. But tonight's full moon energy, real, the nighttime full moon is when we really feel it. So, because we have that light, the night is lit up, right? And it, we barely notice it now, but our ancestors who did not have electric lights definitely noticed it, right? When you had the ability to see at night because of the full moon, that was definitely something that impacted your life. So it still impacts us today. We're just not as aware of how it's impacting us. Okay, so to come back to where I'm going with all this is that we are in the energy of shakeup, of change, of discovering who we are, of getting outside the constraints, the restrictions, the limitations of the past as we break free to step into what it is we want to create from the infinite possibility of the future. Now enters this full moon in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo reminds us that we have to have this relationship with the earth. So we have to get hands-on. Things do not create themselves. Sometimes we we call it manifestation, but it's actually that we did the work. So that's what Virgo is about, right? It's about the moment to moment attention to detail, the technicalities, the imperfections and the improvements, right? When we notice what isn't right and we fix it, we make it right. It is that work, that connection that we have to results, to the things we want to manifest, to the creative projects we're doing, to the experience of our environment, our day-to-day lives, right? Like, so it's something as simple as cleaning your room impacts your day, right? And so it is that hands-on, improvement of the environment we're in. It is the improvement of the materials we have to work with, to connect with, to use, the tools, the techniques, all the things that we get to do here with our hands, with our bodies, even with our minds. But it's about the detail. So the proofreaders and editors of the world, the musicians who spend hours and hours and hours practicing, the software developers who are attending to all the little pieces of code, all of these things that make our lives work because someone cares enough to get hands-on and to fix what needs to be fixed or improve upon what is. So that is what the energy of this Virgo full moon is about. It's reflecting something back to us about who we need to be to connect with the earth, to make things happen, to shape the clay of our lives, right? To just like a potter making a pot, we have to get hands-on and we have to actually create through engaging with the materials. So that is the energy of this full moon. It is very much in alignment with our process of change, our integrations of the experience of change, the destabilization we were talking about. The first week after this new moon, there was a lot of change, a lot of planets going into Aquarius, planets passing by Pluto, activating that Pluto energy of transformation. And so I was sharing that week, following the February 9th new moon, I had a lot to share about change and how to work with it and how it could be destabilizing, but how it's also introducing the new. So we had that destabilization. Now It's like we get to look at, if you're a knitter, you're looking at the scarf that you don't know how you got here to, finish it or to get this far. But now it's time to look at it. Look at that scarf and go, oh, wow, look what I made, or look what happened, or look what we've been through. But also, where does it need some attention? Where are the stitches not quite right? Where do I need a different kind of yarn? And so this is a metaphor for your life, right? What do I need to get right? What do I need to apply myself to or improve upon to focus on the details and not just fix, because that implies something's broken, but to make better, right? To make it run more smoothly, to make it work better, to make it the best it can be. And so Virgo is the sign opposite Pisces. And so the sun is in Pisces, the moon is in Virgo. That is the definition of a full moon. The sun and moon are opposite. Remember, at the new moon, they come together, they're merging. But at the full moon, they're as far apart as they get, the sun and moon. So that full moon part of the cycle is about reflection. It's about perspective. It's about having this ability to see what you were previously so immersed in that you couldn't get that outside perspective. So this full moon brings us to a recognition of how we can get hands-on, how we can apply ourselves, engage with the world to make it better in our, not just in an esoteric, like make the world a better place sense, but literally to improve what is right in front of you. Now, as I was starting to say, the moon is opposite the sun in Pisces. Pisces is the energy of spirituality, transcendence, all that is beyond the form that is in front of us. So Virgo is actually the embodiment of the perfection of divinity. And so when we work to improve something or make it all that it can be, we're actually the hands that create the energy of the divine here in the physical world. And so we are working with the form that we have to work with. Now, this is all pretty abstract, but if you're talking about your own life, maybe at work, at your work, your career, whatever it is you do day to day, there is something that is emerging, that is stepping into this potential of what you want to create, something you're working on, and now is the time to look at it, just like the knitter looking at the scarf and go, okay, where does this need to be fixed? What's not right yet? What's wrong? What can be improved upon? So that's where we're at. And it could be in your personal life too. It could be, and so it's a good time to, even if you're not like really immersed in some creative project that you're working on, still get hands-on with something, maybe in your garden or in your kitchen or in your home. It's the energy of working on things that supports the energy of manifestation in your life. So you can do it symbolically, you can do it literally, but that is the energy of this full moon. It is the energy that the moon in Virgo in its fullness is bringing to us. So that's what I've got to share with you. Mercury also just went into Pisces Thursday night. So we now have Mercury, which is communication, processing ideas, solving problems, also now in Pisces, where it needs to let go of attachment and go with the flow. Our communication is very intuitive, very fluid, very flowing, and that will support our process of this Virgo manifestation as well. We've got 4 planets now in Pisces. So Mercury, Sun, as well as Saturn and Neptune, which are there for longer periods of time. So lots of Pisces energy bringing in that spiritual vibe, and then the Virgo full moon, which is about how we apply that here in our lives in the day-to-day world. All right, thanks so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I'm here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. Thank you so much for being here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's free and it really supports my work. So thank you again for your support, your comments, your likes. I love them all. And I read them all. And I thank you for being here. So I'll be back tomorrow with more for this Virgo full moon. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.